Welcome back to the Grandpasaurus Retro Game Review, the show where we dust off the classics, blow the imaginary dust out of the cartridge, and remember a time when game manuals were required reading and saving your game was considered advanced technology. Today we're talking about an absolute Nintendo classic, Metroid, for the Nintendo Entertainment System. See, back in 1987, this game dropped players into a creepy alien planet with almost no instructions. There was no helpful tutorial, no glowing arrow telling you where to go, and definitely no NPC saying, "Press A to jump." Nintendo basically said, "Good luck, kid," and pushed us out the spaceship. Somehow, we loved it. In Metroid, you play as the bounty hunter Samus Aran, exploring the dangerous planet Zebes to stop the evil space pirates from using mysterious Metroids as biological weapons. The world is one giant maze filled with hidden passages, strange creatures, and upgrades that slowly make you stronger. At first, you're weak enough that even the local wildlife thinks you're lunch. A few hours later, you're rolling around as a tiny metal ball, dropping bombs like a one person fireworks show. Every new power opens areas you couldn't reach before, making exploration incredibly rewarding. Of course, it also means you'll spend 15 minutes trying to remember where that suspicious looking pink door was. And why is it still great? Metroid was one of the first games that really rewarded curiosity. See an odd looking wall? Shoot it. Nothing happened? Shoot it again. Still nothing? Keep shooting. Eventually, something explodes, and you'll feel like the smartest person alive. Modern games give you maps. Metroid gave you confidence issues. Little known fact. So here's a fun bit of gaming history. For most of the game, players assumed Samus was male. After all, the instruction manuals called Samus he in several places, and there wasn't much story. But if you beat the game quickly, the helmet comes off, and players discover that Samus Aran was actually a woman. It was big news on the playground the next week and became one of the biggest surprises in video game history, and helped make Samus one of Nintendo's most iconic heroes. Also, if you beat the game slowly, Nintendo basically said, well, maybe try faster next time. The 80s were a different time. So if you enjoy exploring huge, mysterious worlds, finding hidden upgrades, classic sci-fi adventures, Hollow Knight, Axiom Verge, Ori and the Blind Forest, or Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, then you owe yourself to play the game that inspired the entire genre. Because without Metroid, we probably wouldn't even call games Metroidvanians. We'd call them really big games where you keep forgetting where you parked. Not nearly as catchy. So, Grandpasaurus gives Metroid 8 out of 10 morph balls. Sure, it's easy to get lost. Yes, the password system is longer than some college essays, but the atmosphere, exploration, and sense of discovery still make it one of the greatest NES games ever made. That's it for today's episode of Grandpasaurus Retro Game Review. Next time, we'll crack open another retro classic to find out if it's still awesome. Until then, keep your controllers clean, keep your cartridges on the shelf, and remember, if you find a suspicious wall in an old NES game, shoot it. It might just contain missiles. Until next time.